Sorry, okay. I realized I need something like this just to get these more niche and obscure topics that are really important on recording and uploaded for everyone to see before I forget about them, because that is something that will end up happening. This story in particular is from 3 years ago now, and it actually does. Sorry, I'm sick. Doesn't have anything to do with the server itself, but some of the stuff that shaped how I would go about making the server as it was in its this really crucial part of its evolution. And I'm here with Gandhi. I wanted to tell Gandhi about it just as a way to structure this video. It's going to be me talking to Gandhi and by extension everyone watching. So, Gandhi, hello, Gandhi, by the way.
Hello.
Yeah. So, right when we got onto Discord for the server, it was season 5. No, it was season 6. When I started using Discord more often. We had a server that was called the Lego Star Wars PFP server, and everyone had to have a Lego Star Wars profile picture. You know, the video game had like a little character selection. It was a meme at the time, 2020, early January 2020. This is pre-COVID as well. So we had this server, and I saw this really funny video online by this guy named Famous Zaggy, right? And he had a Discord server, and I joined it, and I invited everybody who had a Lego Star Wars profile picture. This is actually where we get people like Boba Fett. I invited Boba Fett from this server. His name was Cringe Trooper back then. And a few more. The rest of them didn't play much. Boba Fett, though, he stayed for a long time. He only recently just quit, actually. But really, what I want to talk about today is specifically what happened in that server. Because it's actually really cool. That server is really cool. It's not as, I don't know about it anymore. I'm still in it, but I'm not active in it anymore. But back then I was. It was probably my favorite server I was in. It's basically, you know that based and cringe system we have on Charles SMP, Andy?
Yes.
But I got that from there. They have this system where it was cringe or kek. The server was called Kek or Cringe Society. And me and Brobo, once we became closer, a few months later, we started to get more. And I joined the first day this server went public. That video released, it was recommended to me. I saw the thing and I joined it. So it just went public. We were with the first little wave of people. A few months later, I started getting more active, but it really peaks with this guy named Sele, and I think that name is from some anime show. This guy is crazy. Zaggy added this little based emote. It's the same one we have in the server now. I stole it. It's a based emote. And he made a group chat and invited us to it. Some people I asked to join. He told us to put UAB, United Alliance of Based, in our name and we would spam the based emote on each other's messages. Sorry, one second. To shorten things up here, they really got annoyed by that. Like, they got really annoyed. Like, we were pretty weird. Honestly, I would have just turned 15 years old in 2020 in January. So I was a little edgy little feller, and this guy did not help that at all. The stuff that he would post and like normalize for us was this just crazy far right conspiracy theory racism stuff, and this like it pushed me to the extreme on the right. It was crazy. But this UAB thing went on for a little bit. I was actually on vacation the entire time it was going on. I can remember it vividly. And out of nowhere, one day, an admin just says, "Okay, we're gonna ban everyone with the UAB tag." So they did. I got banned. But it's this little period of time where I made these little things for the UAB on that server that were exactly what propaganda would become on this server. I took the icons of everyone who was in the UAB, put them over these pictures from the movie Gettysburg and some Confederate paintings, because I was LARPing basically. I love the Confederate States of America. It's something that's always fascinated me, even then, before the whole radicalization thing. And that's just to show like that the Confederate thing isn't just some far right radicalization racism thing for me. It's a fascination I have with the subject. It's really fascinating to me for whatever reason. I love it. But I would use those, and I think I have all of them. They're on a video, and I can put that in here right now. I'm just gonna let it play without any message. It has copyrighted music. I'll let it play. But yeah, Boba Fett was in the UAB with me, and after the ban, this Sele guy. This is when the extremism and the polarization started to really kick in. So this Sele guy made a separate server, and I don't know what the intention was. He just invited all the guys who got banned and made like a copy KOC with less people. And he just posts these basically these super quote unquote based memes and say these really crazy things, and there was no one else there. So it was only people who thought this type of stuff was funny. So stuff like this, as a 15-year-old, this stuff just started to, in my head, it was like, this stuff's funny. It's funny to say this stuff. This stuff is really funny. I need to start making jokes like this. And that's what happened. That's why going into Season 6, like all of Season 6, everything had just this really edgy, racist undertone. Like, people don't talk about that. Like, the Grand Army of Charles, or it was the Grand Army of the Republic then, that's not what it was called. I'm not going to say what it was called, but people who played during Season 6 can tell you. Actually, I'd prefer they didn't. If you know, you know what it was called. It wasn't a good name. Just very edgy stuff that I just because of this echo chamber I was in, I thought it was so funny. I could talk about, if you guys are from KOC and you find this, I can talk about what the UAB became. It's not really relevant to the server as a whole. I guess I'll just finish that up. How it is important for my community now. Basically, the culture around. I can see your messages, Wilkie. The culture around what made the server what it was around that time, like Season 6, Season 7, really was shaped by KOC and the UAB. Actually, the name faction, that's not what they were called in early Season 6, late Season 6, early Season 7. They just didn't have a name. There was no name for it. The term faction came from KOC, and it's what they used to describe the UAB and like the ARM and all these goofy little groups that popped up later on. And the propaganda images, just the edits with people's heads over these paintings from the Civil War and stuff like that. Because the UAB crisis happened right before the Spawn War in this community. And so once I was banned, I started making those same edits for this community. If you look at the first ever propagandas from the Spawn War, it's all using Discord icons instead of the in-game heads. That would come on later in the Spawn War. But I guess I might as well just give my perspective. That's all that this whole thing brought to the this community. But I was actually unbanned a little bit later, and I'm still unbanned now. Like I said, I'm still on this server. I love this server, but I don't talk a whole lot in it anymore. I go and steal memes from them. Memeing in general is kind of cringe now. Honestly, it's not as good as it used to be. Maybe it's just because we all grew up, or maybe it's just because the market isn't as good anymore. But I might as well just go ahead and talk about that too, before I forget about it. The final big thing that I was involved in on that server that I can remember was the quote unquote faction wars, little RP thing. I thought it was really cool. But before I was unbanned, Sele went insane, quit the server, left the server, went into hiding. By the time we get to me getting unbanned, I'm the leader of the UAB. There's still a few members in it at this point. And when I rejoin, I start plotting this whole UAB-based return thing. And it was something we spammed. Any meme that was posted, we would just take it, put UAB-based return over it, and then repost it. It would be like, this meme has been reposted by the UAB. It was funny, to me, at least. And eventually, I don't know how it happened. I forgot. It kind of just happened while I was lurking. Not even really lurking, just inactive. These other groups started forming, and there was this whole fragment timeline. I think I was still banned when the whole fragment thing was going on, but there was the fragment people who were making the bog faction. That was the big bad guys. Was the bog and the bog virus. That was funny. It's all just fun and jokes, really. But they made a group a channel for the RP thing, and it was just stupid memeing with this big alliance against Bog. And it was just basically you say whatever you want, and everyone just goes with it. It was like improv. It was really fun. Um, and I've never experienced anything else like that online. I don't think I could replicate it myself. I don't think anyone could. It just kind of happened, and it was really fun for everyone involved. Like if you guys are watching this, if you just stumble upon this, like it was so fun for no reason. It was stupid. And they had a second one later on. I wasn't as active in that one. And there are a lot of people that I met on that server that I really like. And after I got banned on Discord, I haven't really been as active with them. It kind of makes me feel bad. I mean, if you guys sure are watching this, if you find it, I'll put like KOC or Heck or Cringe in the title so you guys can find it. I really would like for you guys to at least join the server in the description so it's easier for me to talk to you. Because I'm not really online as much anymore. And when I am, I'm always checking on my community. So I don't really have the time to go and look at you guys. I know that's terrible. I'll try and start messaging them more. It's just I feel so like out of the loop now, like some goofy lurker. Anyway, though, that's what happened. My experience with KOC, the Kicker Cringe server, and how it aligns with this community in its early days. So thank you guys for watching, and goodbye. Praise God.